Hi there, Mark from AmericanAeration.com here, and in this video I want to do a quick review of the Kasco RA-4 pond aerator. This is a subsurface aeration system that uses 4 diffusers that sit at the bottom of the pond, and it uses 2 land-based pumps and connects via airline to drive air out of these diffused membranes, creating a very fine bubble aeration, which is very, very good for oxygenation and circulation in the pond. In this video, we'll cover some key features of this system, go over some use cases, in other words, where it fits in terms of a pond size and depth, and how to fit this system to various sizes of ponds. We'll also cover some basic maintenance tips that you'll find with these rocking piston compressors, and then we'll close out with some comparable suggestions, similar systems you'll find on the market that you might want to check out with similar coverage and performance. So let's get into the key features. The Kasco RA-4 will aerate ponds up to 7 acres, depending on the depth that you have. It's powered by 2 quarter horsepower rocking piston compressors used in tandem. It has very quiet operation. The cabinet used in this system, which is a ground-based cabinet, has sound dampening foam lining the entire cabinet. It also has a device on the filter intake on the pumps which will tell you when the filter needs to be replaced. It just has a pop tab that comes up. But one of the side effects of this module that Kasco put together, it was added to the systems in 2020. It actually reduced the sound output down out of the pumps by 34%. So it was a significant reduction in sound dampening. So great add-on there. Very quiet in operation. Long running, we've had very good service, long running service with these systems. And as I say, the steel cabinet that you see pictured here is the ground version. It has a cooling fan built into it. The rocking piston pumps that are used in these systems are meant to be continuous duty. They run 24/7 around the clock, but they do heat up a good bit. So cooling fans are very good for evacuating the heat out of the cabinets. Now, Kasco also provides a no cabinet option. If you have an existing outbuilding, shed, or structure and you want to put the pumps in there, you can certainly do that and save money on the system. They also include cooling fans with those no cabinet pumps as well, so it's a great add-on. On the reliability index, for us at least, 9 out of 10, almost perfect. The diffusers have been rock solid, cabinets rock solid, airline rock solid, no issues with any of those. We've had 2 instances only in all the years that we've worked with Kasco on pumps that were not running very well at the very beginning. There was something going on with them, and they simply replaced the pump. They just sent out a new replacement, took the old one back for evaluation. The customer was up and running in good order, and I think it was the proper way to handle it from a company's warranty perspective. So I can't speak any higher than that for their response and handling of those warranty claims, as few as they may have been. Warranty on these systems is very good. It's probably the best I've seen in the industry thus far. Lifetime on the cabinet and diffusers, 15 years on the weighted airline, and 3 years on the compressors. Getting into some specifications on this system, the RA-4 has 4 diffusers, and it will aerate a 3-acre pond from 5 to 8 feet deep, 4.5-acre ponds from 8 to 12 feet deep, and 6 to 7-acre ponds 12 to 16 feet deep. As with all of these subsurface aeration systems, the deeper you can get a diffuser in a body of water, the more pond area it will affect. It will increase oxygen and increase circulation through a certain amount of space, and the deeper you can get the diffuser, the more area it will cover. As you get shallower, it will have to cover less of an area, and that's how these numbers were derived and provided by Kasco for coverage specs. This kit includes 2 1/4 horsepower rocking piston compressors. Weighted airline in this system is sold separately, mainly because of the high variability the customer may run into here. Some people may need very little airline to complete the system. In most cases, for large waters like this, you will need a decent amount of airline above and beyond probably the standard 400 feet that might come with a similar system like this. And so Kasco just decided to go ahead and go with no airline in this offering, and then we can add that in separately after we do a mapping or review of your pond and see how it's laid out and what will be required to cover it. This also leads me to mention that on larger waters like the Kasco RA-4 may cover, it is a good idea to get that done, an aerial mapping done. We do that free of charge using Google Earth and some specs from you on depth and power location, and we can basically lay out the system straight up with that information and tell you exactly what would cover it, how much airline you'll need, and provide a full quotation on the cost based on those numbers. So mapping is highly advised on these larger waters that the RA-4 would work in. There's also an optional remote operation capability with the RA-4 and with all Kasco systems actually. If you have power away from the pond and you don't want to run electricity down nearby the pond, you can use buried airline. And Kasco suggests using 3/4 inch inside diameter PVC, the white Schedule 40 PVC that you find almost everywhere. They prefer that because it's very stout and durable. You lay that in ground and they provide fittings coming off of the pump and then also to the remote valve manifold that sits down by the pond itself, and you can connect all that way. We've run distances of 1,000 feet or more with those remote systems, works great, and is typically less expensive than running electrical in most locations. The specs on the pumps themselves, you've got two Tech Air 1/4 horsepower pumps. Combined, they will draw 5.1 amps on 115 volt. You can get them wired for 230 volt optionally with no additional charges. Output is 6.4 cubic feet per minute with the two pumps, which is good between the 4 diffusers. 40-foot maximum operational depth, and an estimated $25 per month to run both 24/7 on a 115 volt circuit. Maintenance for rocking piston pumps is pretty standard and straightforward. There's really only 2 points you want to keep in mind. The air filter intake cartridge needs to be checked regularly to make sure that the airflow is good. That will maintain optimum performance out of the pump output. But Kasco, as I mentioned, provides this check module which keeps or monitors the condition of this filter, and when the draw gets to be a certain point where it starts to get blocked, it will pop a little red tab up and it will tell you when the filter cartridge needs to be replaced. The timing on this will vary depending on your location, how dusty or dirty or clean it may be, but typically I would say 6 months to a year you're going to be looking to replace this filter, and it's an easy, simple thing to do. The second point of maintenance you want to keep in mind on these rocking piston pumps, at about 2 or 3, maybe 3 to 5 years, let's say on average, the seals and the gaskets on the piston chamber may start to wear down a little bit, and you will get a compression drop or loss out of the pump, leaking if you will. And on these multi-diffuser systems, what you will typically see is one diffuser will be operating completely normally where the other one is greatly diminished or stops entirely. The pump is running as it normally would, no big difference there, but when you see that drop off, that's indicating that a rebuild kit is in order. You're starting to get to the point of losing the air output out of the pump, and I would turn it off at that point to avoid any damage with the seal even getting degraded more. Replace the seals and the gaskets. It's a simple process, takes about 20 to 30 minutes with a few simple tools on site. All manufacturers, including Kasco, have rebuild kits available like this one pictured. You replace these components, put it back together, and you're back up and running again for another round. And so it's a very economical way to keep these pumps in great working order for years and years. Closing out some comparable systems we'd suggest you might want to look at. The AirMax PS40 with 4 diffusers is comparable to the RA-4, but it uses a different pump. It uses a single 3/4 horsepower pump. Output is similar in terms of the CFMs, and really the only other difference you see is AirMax comes with a poly cabinet, ground-based cabinet only. There's not a lot of customization in how you could work or with or without that cabinet. The EasyPro PA86 is a 4 diffuser, 3/4 horsepower system with 400 feet of airline. It too comes with several cabinet options. The no cabinet and the ground cabinet is available. American Aeration AA4 is a part-time solar. This is a daytime operational solar aerator. Works great, has 4 diffusers, dual pumps, covers a very similar area to the Kasco RA-4, and is great if you have no power access anywhere close. The Solar 2.4 is again a 4 diffuser, 2 pump system, but it is full-time solar with a battery backup, and it has coverage comparable to the Kasco RA-4. If you have any questions on any of these systems, or if you want to check them out, you can visit americanaeration.com. We have them all listed there. If you have any questions on the Kasco RA-4 or aeration in general, please get in touch with us at americanaeration.com. We're happy to help, and I appreciate you joining us today. Have a great day.